So Man United had a nice, comfortable 2-0 win over FC Zorya in Ukraine after a 7.5-hour trip back. In a couple of days, we've got Spurs on Sunday. Always a tough game. Spurs might not be winning that many games, but they're certainly not losing that many either. And it could be a war of attrition on Sunday, but who is going to be in Man United's starting 11? Here is mine. Back in goal, David De Gea. Sergio Romero thankfully came in and dove around on the frozen pitch instead of Dave. He stayed on the bench, and hopefully that will mean he's free. I don't really think it makes a difference to a goalkeeper whether or not he plays, because they don't exactly run around a lot. But at least he's not injured. That's the main thing. Right back, Antonio Valencia. Now, he was left back in Manchester. I think that's a good idea by Jose Mourinho. Give his legs a little bit of rest, because we need him at right back. He's a powerhouse at the moment. Valencia is one of our players of the season, and we really need him back in that team. Centre-back partnership. Now, there's question marks over this, but I've gone for Phil Jones and Eric Bailly. Now, Jones, again, was rested against Zorya. I think that's a good idea. 5-6 games in a row for him. I put him in my predicted 11 for the Zorya game simply because I didn't want to ruin his momentum. But as long as it doesn't ruin his momentum, resting him was a good idea. And I've gone for Eric Bailly. Now, again, there's question marks over this one because Eric Bailly played a full 90 minutes out in Ukraine. First game back since injuring his ligaments against Chelsea on a frozen pitch. And it was a full-blooded performance from him. He even went down after getting a big shoulder to the chest. So will he be fit to play again? Start his second game in 4 days after just coming back? Maybe not. But I hope he is. Because our defence, for me, would be so much more solid with Eric Bailly in. I think Spurs fans would argue the same thing with Alderweireld. I think he's our linchpin of that defender. He's so much better than any other defender we've got. And I want to see him start. Or maybe even come on in the second half. I'm not sure. I just want to see him involved in some capacity. And Matteo Darmian, I'm putting at left back. Not because I want to, but because I think Jose Mourinho will start him there. Luke Shaw currently injured at the moment. Daley Blind could start at left back. But I don't think Mourinho likes him that much there. Would I start Blind? Probably I would start Blind over Darmian, but it's not my choice. Midfield trio, I've gone for Michael Carrick, Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba. Carrick left at home for the Zorya game. Again, good idea. He can only really play one game a week at the moment. Or just he can only play one game a week, and I want that to be against his former side, Spurs, because we're a much more controlled team with Carrick in. There's a lot less panic when he's on the pitch. And Herrera definitely alongside him with Paul Pogba. Both played against Zorya, both played quite well, I feel. Herrera is crucial to Man United in winning the ball high up the pitch, and that's going to be very important against a Spurs side which plays with quite an intense press. When we played against Liverpool, when they had the Gegenpress, and we played a little bit more direct to avoid the midfield. Maybe we'll do the same thing against Spurs, but I feel having Herrera and Pogba is crucial in this. And Pogba is getting more and more influential with every game. A wonderful assist to Zlatan, and people can say what they want about him, but Man United fans can see the progress that Paul is making. So keep it up and maybe improving your shooting. It was pretty bad against Zorya. I've gone for a front three. I've gone Wayne Rooney on the left, Henrik Mkhitaryan on the right, and Zlatan through the middle. Now, again, this is my predicted 11 or my preferred 11. Probably rather see Anthony Martial out on the left there. But Wayne Rooney, prior to his suspension against Everton, he was excellent out on the left. I think it was a Feyenoord game or Fenerbahce game, one of the two, where he was fantastic out there. Looked like 2008-9 Rooney. That's why I put him in there. It could well be Martial, and I would prefer that because it offers more pace, offers more direct counter-attacking football. And on the right-hand side, Henrik Mkhitaryan, absolutely no questions asked after a wonderful goal against FC Zorya. 2 or 3 out of his last 5 performances, I'd probably argue he was man of the match. He's really coming into full swing, and it's wonderful to see. Harsh to leave Juan Mata out because he's just a very influential player for Man United, I feel. But with that midfield 3 of Carrick, I'd rather have Carrick in that midfield than Mata in that number 10. I feel it's a more solid team up against a very good Spurs side. So you've got to cater for your opposition as well. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic up front, he's scored again against Zorya. He scored 13 in 22 appearances this season. And I've criticised him heavily for some poor finishing. But, he's only a couple of goals behind Aguero, and a couple of goals behind Costa, who's top goal scorer in the league. And he's missed so many sitters. Imagine what his record would be if his finishing was as clinical as we all thought it would be. But Zlatan, he's our goal scorer at the moment. Marcus Rashford is in the team. He's fighting for his place. And I think he's a perfect sub to bring on for Ibrahimovic. But Mourinho doesn't really seem to sub Ibra. He never subs Ibra. I don't know why that is. But maybe if he's playing poorly against Spurs, we can bring on Rashford there instead of shifting him out to the left or the right. But that is my predicted 11 for the game. Let me know yours in the comments below. As always, drop a like on the video, please. And subscribe to United People's TV if you're new. And we'll see you soon. And make sure you check out our match preview with Spurs fan Flav from the Fighting Cock podcast. Take it easy.